time to head out!
Looks like this is the entrance to the ruin. Yin Miao, you and the domain guards should stand guard outside the ruin. We'll report back to you on everything we discover in the ruin.
Understood. I'll keep watch outside of the ruin and ensure the burning sky pillar and other installations run smoothly. Also, I'll collect as much intel as possible nearby. They will definitely help in the Department of Yu Heng's research. May you have a smooth journey, Madam Ling Han.
Okay then, let's go.
From the looks of it, we can't leave the same way we came.
This looks like it must have been left behind by the Blackstone civilization.
Just like the ruin on Breezy Isle?
Sure.
Lan had mentioned before that she had witnessed the past, present, and future all come together there.
Indeed it seems. Moreover, there is no darkness sealed there, but instead there are some totems that we do not yet understand. After activating the mechanism inside, the ruin altered the stability of time and space in the area, allowing timestamps to control the abyss current at the bottom of the Grand Sea. Right now, I don't sense the presence of any darkness. Perhaps this ruin is indeed very similar to the one on Breezy Isle. But we still need to be vigilant. Negligence can often be our greatest enemy.
But there are some options that we must try, like it or not.
The Elders might have left behind some messages and clues. Let's search around here first, but don't wander too far.
Well, it's different from the others. There's a ring around this. A round hatch? Or the front of an exit? It is indeed very special. Maybe this could be a breakthrough. Then let's go check it out first. There seems to be something etched on the surface of the sphere.
It is still well preserved.
Were these things always rotating? Or were they activated after we came in?
Does activating the mechanism cause anything to happen outside?
It opens the entrance to the next room or something.
Perhaps. The clues in this room are limited. If we can search more places, we can piece together more of what happened in the past. Those Black Jade guards kind of bother me as well. They don't appear to be damaged on the outside, but they don't function properly. I'm afraid they've been set up here for a long, long time.
Their purpose is still unknown, so we should continue to stay vigilant.
Maybe they're protecting something important?
Let's move on. We need more clues.
Everyone, look out! Fork it over!
Fork it over!
Crystal formations everywhere. This black jade guard looks much more dangerous than the others. All clear. It looks like we can investigate other areas now.
The lessons the Elders traded their lives for. Without the information they left behind, we would never have come this far. As expected, the Black Jade Guards are some sort of defense mechanism for the ruin. If someone activates the mechanism by mistake, they will be activated to carry out their commands.
These traces of past battles, it would seem that they are very tough opponents.
As far as possible. We should avoid fighting them.
But I didn't expect that those crystal formations were originally...
Is everyone all right? How are you feeling?
Everything seems okay for now. The Black Stone Ruins' vitality absorption might be a slow process.
I'm fine too, but I'm afraid we need to speed up a bit.
We shouldn't stay here for too long. Let's find out what happened here as soon as possible, then find a way out.
There seems to be activity outside again. Let's go over there and have a look. This should be the dark form mentioned in the notes.
Fork it over!
Sure enough, it's completely damaged. Fork it over!
It looks like these are all the clues here. But the true purpose of the ruin still remains unclear. Of course, it may also be because our current capabilities are still insufficient to decipher the function of these facilities.
Dark form was also mentioned in the notes, which might be a breakthrough.
There are dark forms inside all these important instruments. According to the accounts of the Elders, it may be some sort of power supply or storage device.
Right. I'm tending toward the latter, but perhaps due to the timestamp's inability to decipher them, the dark forms got damaged in the process, and the information that did get deciphered was also scattered.
No more information can be deciphered from the dark forms we have discovered so far.
I have similar findings here. It seems that in order to find more useful clues, we need to go deeper into the ruin. However, we can only use these clues as references. As for the actual situation, we ultimately use our best judgment. In other words, we have to be pragmatic.
Ugh, how I wish what these aliens left behind could be more intuitive.
Let's keep moving.
What's this? A statue of an alien? Is it a statue or a torso? It won't suddenly come to life, will it?
I don't think it's coming to life anytime soon. Use the lever to open a secret passage to the deeper parts of the ruin.
The Elders. They attached great importance to the installations at the end of the secret passage. There must be clues left there too. The trails of the Elders. As the exploration continues deeper, the puzzle is slowly coming together. Right now, all that's missing are the last few pieces. About this ruin, about dark forms, about Nanyin. All the answers lie in wait.
We shouldn't stay here for too long. Let's find out what happened here as soon as possible, and then find a way out. It looks like these are all the clues here.
Is it? This is...
Doctor, can you activate it?
me? Indeed, the energy within me seems to resonate with it. It seems that this is a device that can be powered by the energy of gray space entities. But I don't know where the other end of these created abyss currents lead to.
The device left behind by the Blackstone civilization can create abyss currents? Very interesting.
Let's take note of other similar installations. This was not mentioned in the notebook before.
In other words, it is different from the entrances to rooms that opened after touching the mechanisms. The other end of the abyss current is completely unknown.
It's dangerous to be hasty, but there's no way to get the answer without experimenting. Let's set this mystery aside for now and investigate elsewhere.
there seems to be something in front.
The Elders already had many casualties by this point. Trapped here, with no way out. They no longer had any futile hopes of escaping. Already being on death's door, they could only hope that their deaths would make a difference. Everyone had become a victim of the transformation procedure, and Nan Yin was the test subject who symbolized the last hope. Let's go. The truth is just up ahead.
Fork it over! Fork it over!
This is too unbelievable.
The device that transformed Nanyan into what she is now?
It must also contain a dark form that records key information. If we can seize the opportunity to take it, the content can be analyzed by Tempos, and our understanding of the Blackstone civilization can be further improved.
It's worth a shot. But I'm just afraid that we can only expose the dark form by reinitiating the transformation process like before. Before that, we must be fully prepared.
There are a large number of Black Jade guards in this area. Although they are not a threat for the time being, who knows how they'll respond after the device is activated. I'll stand guard over there and hope they won't interfere with our operations.
Then I'll activate the device.
Place the timestamp on the control panel to activate the device and start the transformation process. However, if the process is not carried out completely and something goes wrong, shut it down for safety. During the process, I will try to take the dark form.
Well then, let's get started.
Good luck. To us.
I'll take it from here.
We should be safe for now. Doctor, are you okay?
Just a little exhausted. Don't worry. Nothing a little rest can't fix. How's everyone doing?
More startled than hurt.
Looks like everyone's all right.
We underestimated the destructive power of the Black Jade Guards. It seems that it will be impossible to return to the ruin for the time being.
It's a pity we couldn't salvage some remains of the guards, even partially.
If some pieces can be obtained for research, Niner's heavy machinery can surely find a way to deal with them. But it was a pressing situation just now, so it wasn't a top priority.
Sure.
But our trip was not without success. Our experiences, devices that only darkness can activate, and dark forms. After deciphering it, we will surely obtain a lot of information.
Madam Ling Han! It's great that you're all okay. I've been so worried.
We have found a very important clue. Master Yu needs to review it as soon as possible.
Master Yu is currently monitoring the activity of the Ignisville ruin. Nanyin launched an attack there with the intent of stealing the Christomax. Lady Juche and Madame Wong have already rushed over, but I don't know what the situation is now. Moreover, a large number of abyss currents appeared in Aquaville, and support was urgently needed there.
Huh. I understand.
Yan Miao, Doctor, please take the dark form back to Zhengong. Mingjing, Tianlang, you can help deal with the Aquaville abyss currents. Executor, Miss Shirley, let's go.
Nanyan. She got away with it. I don't know what she's up to now. She must be stopped.
Thank you. Leave the rest to me.
Playing games yet again!
I failed in my duties. If only I had noticed earlier. It's no one's fault, Liu Hua. Your injuries! This is nothing. Don't act tough. This Nanyin, she really is a monster. She's gotten stronger. Is this the effect of the Krista Max? Or did she deliberately hide her true strength before?
Or possibly both. Master Yu needs to know what happened here. Let's go back to Ignisville Mansion to talk things over.
Yes, let's get out of here first.
Yan Miao has sent the dark form to Zhengong, and Tempest is deciphering the information contained within. Rarely have we had such direct contact with the Blackstone civilization. Our understanding of them will be even greater.
The results of the deciphering may explain the actual use of the Hindeka County ruin, and some of our guesses may also be confirmed. We currently believe that the ruin is some type of special laboratory. It is closely protected by Black Jade guards, and anyone who misuses its mechanisms will be attacked by the guards. The elders were trapped in the ruin at that time. They had no choice but to let Nanyin complete that transformation.
After seeing it with my own eyes, I believe that is the case. It was a last resort, and it was also a sacrifice. So, Nanyin became what she is now.
The principles behind that device are not yet clear. But it's obvious that Nanyin's power is far greater than it was in the past. We failed to defend the Ignisville ruin.
I see. Before returning to the Forbidden County, we had many misunderstandings about Nanyin. Betraying Domain 9, that was not her original intention. Thank you for bringing back the truth behind the Hindeka County calamity. We will never forget the efforts and sacrifices of the past. Only by completely eradicating the darkness pestilence can we give some comfort to the elders. But as for the Nanyin now, how much of her is still that Nanyin we knew before? We still need to be wary of her. Nanyin has already taken 3 Christamaxes, so her next target is already obvious. Aquaville must respond early. In addition, the dark form may give us important clues. I will urge Zhang Gong to complete the deciphering as soon as possible. Whether we can change the direction of the future, perhaps it may all depend on this next battle.
Bleep bleep! Executor, I heard you are back from the Forbidden Hindeka County. Could you meet me at the Infinite Sundial?
Of course. We are on our way.
In this episode, the Executor is having a new encounter. What kind of twist will these new faces bring to our story?
What episode? Not sure what is going on, but Miss Brevi seems excited.
Oh, no need to introduce yourself. I know who you are. Well-trained and disciplined, you are constantly scanning and analyzing your surroundings. Even though you're already a part of Domain 9, your unique temperament still stands out. And this must be your inseparable companion, Miss Shirley. Pleased to finally meet you in person, Executor. I'm Yanuo.
Huh? Very rare for Yanunu to make such a serious comment. Executor and Shirley, does this ring a bell? The new encounter I've previously introduced is finally here!
It's Miss Yanoa, who taught you how to survive in the wilderness unprepared.
That's right. But the scenario of being in the middle of nowhere is only an example. How to respond to a fleet of an unknown civilization is also worthy of in-depth discussion.
How to communicate and live harmoniously with many elves on their land is also a topic.
First, determine whether the civilization is present. Then, evaluate the level of danger in each specific situation. Excuse me. I digress. Glad to meet you, and thank you for looking after Breely. I look forward to working with you both. While you were on the mission in the Forbidden Hendeka County, I got myself acquainted with the basics of Domain 9. Give me a shout if you need a hand in the future.
Good to have you here, Miss Yanua.
I'm feeling even more at ease now that Yanunu is here. This team can easily tackle most problems with no need for a miracle. This is not all. Another friend has been waiting for us at the Ignisville Celestial Gate. Let's rendezvous there.
Another friend?
We had some trouble activating the Omnium reactor earlier. Teacher told me the headquarters would send someone to assist us. If we can all work together to locate the problem, we might find a solution.
We are having trouble again? The upgrade of the Infinite Sundial is not a smooth sail after all.
Well, we've had quite a few theoretically impossible situations.
And challenging situations like this require us to unite as one.
Well said. So, our next mission is to welcome our new friend from the High Cross headquarters. Let's roll!
This must be
23 minutes and 47 seconds. Bleep! I have waited for 23 minutes and 47 seconds, literally. I suppose I'll explain it. The sooner you get used to my work style, the more efficient our cooperation will be. Well, I've done some homework about my coworkers in Domain 9. Brevi, Yanuo, Shirley, and the Executor. Based on the evaluation of your previous missions, I estimated the time it would take for you to arrive once you received the news that I'd be here.
Huh? So the headquarters also has access to my transcript? I sure hope it's good enough to get me some additional funding.
Taking into consideration what is needed to travel to Domain 9, it's easy to figure out the right time for departure. That is, without wasting a second, the best time to achieve the greatest efficiency. Unfortunately, however, you came late. These 20-some minutes could have been spent on something way more important. So do not let my precious time be wasted ever again. Understood? Well, I should have expected this, considering you are from District 9. After all, there is no place for people with no sense of time in the algorithm arc at the headquarters.
Sorry about the wait, Your Highness from the headquarters. Our apologies. We are truly sorry.
Call me Plotty. Cut all the useless formalities.
Lolo is very approachable. We like that.
Looking forward to working with you.
Then, without further ado, let's get going. Your Highness, after you.
Hi, welcome back. A comprehensive inspection of the Infinite Sundial has just been completed, but we are unable to identify any problem.
No result from the auto-diagnosis. That's kinda troublesome. What exactly is hindering the steady supply of field energy in large amounts?
The steady supply of field energy in large amounts?
Previously, the Infinite Sundial was operating in a low energy supply mode due to insufficient field energy. Although it managed to provide enough energy for timestamps across the domain, it was insufficient to support the research and development of Niner's heavy machinery. With the upgrade complete and the energy crisis resolved, the Infinite Sundial should now be able to sustain a steady supply of field energy in large amounts across Domain 9.
However, we experience significant fluctuations in the field energy supply whenever we attempt to operate the system at full capacity. In other words, the Infinite Sundial would automatically shut itself down once the amount of field energy we attempt to supply exceeds a certain limit.
It sounds like an automatic safety measure, but it's not.
I suspect some part of the Infinite Sundial is malfunctioning, so I asked Union to run the automatic diagnostic program to see.
Unfortunately, we were unable to locate the problem. If we can't figure this out soon, the development of the third-generation timestamp system will be further delayed.
Since the automatic diagnostics returned with no results, we'll have to resort to manual debugging, trying each component one by one to pinpoint the issue.
How exactly are we doing that? Let us help.
Thank you, but I only have some rough ideas on what to do next. We'll need permission from Master Yu to access tempos to perform manual troubleshooting. Then it all depends on what we find. Things rarely turned out as planned anyway. I have learned this slowly over my time in Domain 9.
So you need permission to access tempos? Understood. This way, Master Yu has anticipated such a request. You may visit Zhengong at any time.
What we know for sure now is that Madame Ling Han and Dr. Rubilia's hypothesis is largely consistent with the information recorded in the Dark Forms. It's beyond doubt that the Forbidden Hendeka County was once a testing ground of the Blackstone civilization. All facilities there were set up to support one project, the incubation capsule that Nan Yin once touched. The dark form inside the incubation capsule keeps the data of the two most recent experiments, conducted respectively on Nan Yin and the Executor. But all records before that are severely damaged beyond restoration. These experiments were designed to transform living beings into dark riches, or something similar. However, what exactly they were trying to achieve through this is not yet clear. Another thing we are certain about is that Nan Yin left the incubation capsule as a partially developed hatchling.
Is that so?
And it requires massive energy for a hatchling to mature into an adult. This is probably why Nan Yin has to take the Darkness Crystamax from the ruins.
The incubation capsule can produce a steady stream of hatchlings, but the energy needed to fully mature is limited. Survival of the fittest is the law of nature. Only the strongest are here to stay. Is this how the strongest adult is selected? Our best guesses, based on what we currently know, are still far from good. We desperately need more information.
Other content is still being processed. Due to the huge amount of calculation involved, I'm unable to give you an estimated time for a comprehensive conclusion.
Got it.
Then, I shall not disturb the visits of our distinguished guests.
Welcome, Miss Plotty from Hycros. I have been informed the reason of your visit. This is our first attempt to upgrade the Infinite Sundial in all these years. The unexpected situations you have encountered are all within reason. Jun Gong will spare no effort to assist you. Please feel free to name your needs.
My guess is... perhaps the Omnium reactor is not perfectly compatible. Or there might be issues with the infrastructure during the Omnium transmission. We need access to Tempos to examine every part of the Infinite Sundial. If we can locate the problem, we can focus our efforts on solving it. How's Polo doing?
We need the key to access Tempo's internal system.
That's not a problem. Yoon will walk you to Tempos' control room.
Understood.
Bleep bleep! I'm ready to give a report on the current investigation progress. According to Tempos' automatic diagnostic results, there's no problems with the Infinite Sundial's hardware. Although we will need more time to perform a manual inspection, it's essentially just to confirm an answer that's already quite clear. I personally would focus our attention on the Omnium reactor. The abnormal situation we are experiencing now may be a result of an authorization issue from Gestos' end.
After extensive inspections, I, the authorizer on duty, can assure you that there was no error to speak of during Gestos' authorization process. Acknowledging and correcting mistakes early and redirecting your efforts is a good way to improve work efficiency. More or less.
If I may ask, what's the authorizer on duty?
With clearance level 5, the administrator of Gestos' network system, responsible for monitoring all Omnium reactors. serves as the rotating authorizer in the algorithm arc at Hykros headquarters. When you attempted to activate this Omnium reactor, I was the one in the algorithm arc who synchronized Gesthos' network with the Infinite Sundial and approved the authorization request. Therefore, I deserve to be respected as much as Archon Elric. From now on, I'll be in charge of this operation. All objections are overruled. And my order is to keep your attention on factors within Domain 9.
But our work so far has eliminated all possible causes in Domain 9. Are you suggesting an extremely unlikely miracle has happened? A miracle with a negative connotation in the science field? What a bummer.
Am I seriously hearing this nonsense from a scientific researcher? Do you have any sense of shame? If you insist on sticking to your ways, I shall make an exception and let you sink deeper and deeper down this hole. As far as I know, people from District 9 never learn from their mistakes. Let alone a half-baked underachiever like you, who has absolutely nothing to show other than several papers. Haven't your colleagues ever questioned your professional competence?
Ahem. Dear Madame Plotty, I'm afraid you don't know Breely that well. It's a bit harsh to jump to such a conclusion based solely on some biased background information and a brief chat.
Let me make it clear. This is what I think about all of you from District 9. A nondescript bunch. Don't like it? Then prove to me you are worthy. But whatever you do, nothing can erase the shameful history of District 9 being captured by the heirs of Ida and losing a vast amount of confidential information. That included some of my hard work. Want to hear how your esteemed Archon Elric pleaded with me to redevelop the program for you back then?
Huh? I think...
Archon Elric is actually your equal in rank. In fact...
The heirs of Ida managed to invade because incompetent executors like you completely failed in their duties. So dutifully fulfill your obligations, Brevi's bodyguard, henchwoman, or whatever you are, young lady. Just do your job and keep the bark down.
Better watch out, Your Highness. I bite like a rabid raccoon.
Yanunu and Plolo are having a nice conversation. Glad to see their friendship blossom.
Excuse me. Master Yu is waiting for us. Right. We shall leave you to it.
All right. Since Plolo has given her word, let's try to advance the investigation from different directions. I may need your help, Yanunu. Thank you in advance.
All the abyss currents across the domain have been closed before serious damage can be caused by the darkness. The alert level in the Aquaville ruin is at its highest. No trace of Nanyin so far. The development of the third-generation timestamp system is unable to progress due to the issue with the Infinite Sundial's energy supply.
I understand. Executor and Miss Shirley, good to see you. I want to learn more about Nanyin's seizure of the Crystamax of Ignisville.
Sure. At that time, Nanyin seemed to be protected by a special group of darkness when drawing energy from the Crystamax. Shrouded in a strange aura, they were much harder to deal with than the average darkness. We'd never seen anything like that before, but we needed to eliminate them before we could approach Nanyin.
Exactly. This bunch was completely different from all the darkness before. They were not like the dark wretches Nanyin once manipulated either.
This is likely a new power Nanyin has acquired after seizing the Crystamax. Some Ignisville domain guards recently reported a similar sighting of the darkness with unprecedented power near the Nestledale camp. This could mean that Nanyin may still be in Ignisville. We must prepare ourselves in response to the recent encounters with the abnormal darkness entities. I hope you can travel to Ignisville with Ming Jing to address this matter.
I understand. Executor and Miss Shirley, we are counting on you.
Liu Guo is also there. Let's help them.
Something feels off.
Here comes my full power!
I'll take it from here.
Ouch! It's a huge embarrassment in front of Lord Mingjing.
Move your hand. Let me see your wound.
No big deal. I just got nicked by the darkness and my sis went all out, smashing them left and right. Besides, Lord Mingjing and the Executor came to our aid just in time. I'm fine, seriously.
Don't be childish. Show me you're not. Your wound is not going away. Move your hand.
Just a small cut. Don't make a scene.
Your wounds.
You're lucky I had some first aid training.
Thank you, Miss Shirley. All good now. I'm ready for another battle with the darkness.
You can play tough all you want.
I'm totally fine, I promise. My invincible sister came from heaven to my rescue.
Stop the nonsense. Did the darkness hit you in the head?
Ouch! It hurts!
You asked for it.
You guys are so close.
Lord Mingjing, you must be here for the abnormal darkness.
The Miss Nanyin cost. This type of darkness was pretty hard to deal with.
I know. We've never encountered anything like this before. Engaging them in a fight is the only way to gather accurate information on this new variant of the darkness. The domain guards in Aquaville need to ready themselves. We've learned a lot from this trip. Thank you.
We should be the ones thanking you. You've been a great help, really. We need to report this to Lady Jutue. Please excuse us.
How's Miss Lan doing? Her injury was pretty serious.
The doctors advised her to rest more, but I bet she's been out and about. I'll make sure to pass on your greetings after reporting this darkness encounter.
All right. We won't delay you further.
Same old? Race to Ignisville Mansion?
Race? What about your injury?
Oh, come on, sis. Are you actually worried about being outrun by someone who's injured?
Wrong, Jin? Don't let me catch you!
They seem to have a bit of banter together all the time. Strong family ties. Rongjin is definitely the more mature one between the two, but he acts like a little boy in front of his sister.
Or maybe it's precisely in front of his sister that he can be a bit more playful.
Oh? Why is that?
I get him, somehow. The only difference is, I actually love to mess with my brother. For instance, I used to pour lots of lemon juice into the orange soda before offering it to him as a reward for his hard work.
Yikes! Just thinking about it makes my teeth tingle.
Well, he was very strict with me, and I needed revenge somehow. Looking back, however, my brother took really good care of me, and I was always the insensible one.
But you are all grown up now, Shirley. You are now a capable young lady who can hold the ground on her own.
But...
I'm sure he's very proud of you.
Bleep bleep. You two have a moment?
We were just finishing up. What's the matter?
Plolo and I have made some progress on the investigation. Please meet us at the Infinite Sundial.
Sure, we'll be there.
All right. We shall part ways here. I also have things to attend to back in Aquaville. I'll see you around.
The preliminary screening has been completed, and the result is just as expected. An unknown source of interference in Domain 9 is the cause of all this trouble. It previously interrupted the communication between Gestos and the reactor, and arbitrarily took over the authorization process for the Omnium reactor, which has resulted in the current abnormal situation we are facing at the Infinite Sundial. Could it be Tempos, or the timestamp system of Domain 9?
Miss Plotty.
Just kidding. Now, let's proceed with our plan.
Tempos is at your service. Just a moment.
Now it's my turn to report my findings. I have re-examined the upgraded Infinite Sundial's preset system. The design is the same as all the functioning towers of Fantasy. However, during construction, the system was modified to better fit the actual conditions. Union is sorting out information regarding this. Another possibility here is that the upgraded Infinite Sundial is poorly compatible with the astral monuments and timestamps, causing interference to the infrastructures. Yanunu has left for Tianzhong Pavilion to consult Miss Mimi about this.
Is there anything we can help with?
Our third hypothesis is that there is some limiting factor within the sundial. So, do you mind collecting the operating data of the sundial square for us? The data from one sundial square would suffice. No point in getting into details at this early stage.
Any sundial square will do?
Yes. Please use this device to record data. And... what was I saying? That's all for now.
The Ignisville Sundial Square is not far from here. Let's pay Miss Yulan a visit.
Okay, let's go. It's been a while. How's everything?
Everything is fine, but we need to borrow Miss Yulan for a minute.
Miss Brevi is trying to find out the cause of the Infinite Sundial's energy supply failure. There might be some inherent limiting factors, so she sent us to collect operating data of the Sundial Square.
I see. Please follow me. I believe Miss Brevi is hoping to analyze and compare the difference in Sundial Square's operation before and after the upgrade of the Infinite Sundial. So, I've retrieved various data on the Ignisville Sundial Square at different times. As the field energy reserve continued to decline, the operation mode of the Sundial Square changed accordingly over time. I've included some additional data from each period. Hopefully it helps.
That's very thoughtful of you, Miss Yulan.
Don't mention it. It's my duty as a Sundial Guard. The volume of data is greater than I expected. I'm sorry, but you'll have to wait a bit longer.
Don't worry about it. We are in no rush. I hope.
I heard you've found the cause of Nanyin's transformation in Hendaka County? As the former Lady Baihu, she rendered meritorious service for Domain 9. But now she's become the culprit for all this trouble we're facing. She might have her own reasons, but nothing can justify her conduct. I just don't know what to think of her. I spoke to Master Yu about this.
What did Master Yu say?
Nothing. I guess she wants me to have my own opinion, and not be swayed by anyone else, including herself. I still can't see through this. The more leads we get about Nanyin, the more complicated the situation becomes.
Don't lose heart. We don't live in a world where everything is either black or white.
I think it's only a matter of time before you find the answer, Miss Yulan.
We are very close to the day when the truth will finally come out.
Well, thank you. Like my training, everything will work out. Just like the clouds always melt, and the mists disperse. My practice was held back by a bottleneck for a really long time. But once I broke through it, all the confusion and loss I once felt was no longer there. Huh? Does that mean everything has something in common with practicing martial arts?
Miss Yulan, you really are obsessed with martial arts.
Master Yu once called it a strong point of mine. I shall keep it up. Ah, the data transmission is complete. Here you go.
Thank you. We won't waste more of your precious time. We'll head back to the Infinite Sundial.
You are very welcome.
What do I do? What do I do? Who would have thought the issue really wasn't in Domain 9? What do I do now? I was so certain. Papa, answer me. Did I make a huge fool of myself? This is so embarrassing.
Actually, I also wondered if it could be Tempos. But the communication structure of Tempos is different from that of Gestos. There shouldn't be any conflict between them. In fact, nothing in Domain 9 has what it takes to interfere with Gestos.
When did you guys get here?
Who were you talking to earlier? Was it Paulo?
Who were you talking to earlier? Papa? I've already come to a rough conclusion. I'll go and confirm with Master Yu right away.
Was that... I don't remember anything.
Lolo is going to share her conclusion with Master Yu. Don't you want to hear?
Oh, then we better hurry.
Sorry, Master Yu. The current situation at the Infinite Sundial is slightly beyond my expectations. In order to lift the current field energy supply limit, I've made some adjustments to Tempos' system. Hopefully it'll be enough to meet Domain 9's power demand for now. However, this is only a temporary measure, not enough to support the development of the third-generation timestamp tech. I need to look into something back at the headquarters. The real cause of the problem might lie there. I promise you, I'll bring a real solution when I return to Domain 9, and it won't be long.
The inspection of the Infinite Sundial's infrastructure has led to a similar conclusion. We have examined it thoroughly again and again, but no adjustment is needed. This is a great result, I suppose. Now I'm proud to announce, the upgrade of the Infinite Sundial is a success! It's time to go back to District 9 and report everything to Teacher. Or should I use the term debrief?
Thank you, Master Yu, for looking after Breely and me all this time.
No problem. Thank you for your hard work. We are forever grateful for Hykros' help in solving our energy crisis. I look forward to more cooperation in the future. For example, the timestamp tech. Archon Larson of Hykros once expressed his interest in employing timestamps in Vera to help resist the darkness invasion. Mimi from Tianzhong Pavilion is already following up on this. We stand together through thick and thin. The information we have deciphered from the dark forms should be useful for Vera in combating the darkness.
The dark forms we brought back?
That's right. We can now confirm that it's a similar technology to Domain 9's timestamp, created and left by the alien civilization that we all know too well. The dark forms contain key information about the darkness. It's not an exaggeration to say that they determine the future of Domain 9. Due to limited computing power, it will take Tempos quite some time to decipher the information alone. Sadly, we simply don't have the time to wait.
Master Yu, are you hoping to have Hykros' Gestos work together with Tempos?
Exactly.
Gestos can communicate across time and space, so technically, coordinating a joint deciphering project shouldn't be difficult. I will report this to the headquarters. I believe we will soon have a response for you.
Thank you, everyone. While Tempos continues to decipher, we will be here waiting for your good news.
Executor, Shirley, Master Yu has an important announcement to make, so please come to the Infinite Sundial at your earliest convenience.
Icarus?
Executor, Miss Shirley, it's good to see you're both doing well. The second group of reinforcement teams from Hykros has arrived in Domain 9 to assist you. We're ready to provide full support for your upcoming operations.
You've really been a great help. Thank you.
It seems you're already acquainted and there's no need for my introduction. That's good. Saves time. I'll briefly explain my investigation and the decision from headquarters. The cause of the abnormal authorization has been identified, and I'll provide a detailed report on the specifics later. Gestos and Tempos are working together to decipher the dark forms. Master Yu's invitation likely indicates an advancement in our understanding of the alien civilization. As for what the deciphered information means, I believe you all have your own answers.
Nanyin, Domain 9, and our fate.
That's right. Let's go. Master Yu. After re-examining the authorization process Gestos conducted on the Omnium reactor, we've discovered the root cause of why the Infinite Sundial couldn't operate at its regular power level. Essentially, the reactor wasn't activated properly, and Gestos failed to grant it the necessary operational permissions. So, it appears that we have completed the authorization process, which should have enabled the Infinite Sundial to channel Omnium energy. But in reality, Gestos couldn't alter the operating power level. Therefore, after reaching an agreement with Tempos, we re-executed Gestos' authorization protocol. The results met our expectations, and the Infinite Sundial is now operating at full capacity, supporting the development of the third-generation timestamp system. It was a deceptive illusion. At the moment Gestos attempted to authorize the reactor, it received two similar yet distinct sets of instructions. One was Gestos' authorization command, while the other was from the disruptive factor I had previously speculated about. The reactor executed the latter command, which means Gestos wasn't the actual authorizer. Hykros didn't have the authority over the Omnium reactor, making all subsequent commands ineffective.
Then, how did the Infinite Sundial manage to start up and successfully receive the Omnium energy from Mara?
That brings us to the question, what exactly is this disruptive factor? I had considered it during my investigation in Domain 9, but it was such a bold assumption, and I needed more evidence to substantiate its viability. After reviewing the headquarters documents and the archives in Aquaville, the answer seemed obvious. Tempos also possesses an authorization ability similar to Gestos. When the Infinite Sundial requested authorization for the Omnium reactor, it was Tempos that issued the command in response.
But why would Tempos have similar capabilities to Gestos, when Domain 9 has always been isolated from the outside world?
This has to do with a piece of distant history. Long story short. Whether it's Domain 9, Esperia, Vera, or other regions, none of us are the original inhabitants of Ida. We migrated here many years ago aboard the spaceship Distant Beacon. It may sound romantic, but history is not a work of art, and grand space operas only exist in our imaginations. The reality is often full of hardship and sorrow, and we usually define the mistakes as lessons learned. Of course, there's nothing wrong with believing in beautiful fantasies. They give us courage to face adversity. Excuse me, I digress. For some reason, Distant Beacon did not land successfully, but self-destructed above Ida's orbit. Before executing the self-destruct command, it released 5 frontier pods. Only 2 of the 5 pods managed to land successfully on the surface, and those frontiers were our ancestors. Another 2 crashed, and 1 lost contact with the rest. Combining information from both sources, we now have sufficient evidence to prove that Domain 9 was settled by frontiers from the then-missing Frontier Pod number 8.
Domain 9 shares the same origin as Ida, which is the conjecture we have always hoped to confirm. Due to the current circumstances, Domain 9 is unable to engage in more in-depth communication with Hykros, so we're putting this topic on hold for the time being. However, in our joint investigation of the factors influencing the Infinite Sundial, we stumbled upon decisive evidence that supports this theory. Tempos has the authorization ability, just like Gestos.
Well... You mentioned Distant Beacon.
it seems that both Tempos and Gestos' authorization abilities are connected to it. Since they all originated from the same spaceship, it makes sense that they would share similar functionalities, right? Could Tempos be the supercomputer from the missing frontier pod number 8, or something like that?
Great guess, Miss Shirley. I'm just getting to that part. The precursor to High Croesus Gestos was the central supercomputer SAM from Distant Beacon. Although Tempos was exclusive to pod number 8, it shared some of SAM's technology. It's not surprising that it inherited the authorization capability with the similarities in their computational structures. The issue we've encountered confirmed it.
So that's how it is.
When Pod 8 made an emergency landing on the surface of Domain 9, the compartments were severely damaged, and most of the facilities became inoperable. Apart from Tempos, all the other crucial instruments and data were ultimately lost, despite attempts to salvage them. After completing a basic survey of Domain 9, we discovered the mysterious Black Jade artifacts left by an alien civilization. Naturally, our focus gradually shifted from Omnium to the unique resources found within Domain 9. Using the Black Jade artifacts as a foundation, Pod number 8 pioneered a technological direction unique to Domain 9. Over generations, this technology has developed significantly and has become vastly different from the era of Distant Beacon.
Who would have thought that the long-lost friends would eventually be able to reunite? Our fates, it seems, are always closely intertwined. Sorry, back to the topic.
Unfortunately, now isn't the time to celebrate the reunion. We've deciphered more about the darkness and Nanyin, and we don't have much time left. As we had speculated, after Nanyin activated the incubation capsule in Hendeka County, she transformed into a dark wretch due to the darkness energy conversion. Not just any dark wretch. Dr. Rubilia thinks that she has become the hive mother of a new order of darkness, entirely under the alien civilization's control. This alien civilization coveted the adaptability and destructive power of the darkness. They wanted to harness this power for themselves, but were hindered by the darkness's unparalleled evolutionary capabilities. Subjugating the darkness and making the whole species submit to them was the only way. As you've seen, they focused on cultivating an outstanding individual to defeat the Hive Mother. And by dominating this new Hive Mother, they intended to seize control of the entire species of darkness. But they failed and suffered severe backlash. After hastily sealing the Hive Mother using Black Jade technology, they abandoned this land. This might also be why Domain 9 has been isolated from the outside world. Perhaps as a way to hide from the Hive Mother's revenge? We still have much to uncover on this aspect.
Arrogance truly is a common trait among all living beings, without exception.
But this method is not unfeasible. The current Nanyin is an extension of their will. She's seizing the Christomaxes and turning people into dark wretches, all for one reason: to expand the power of this new order of darkness, preparing for the moment to contest the Hive Mother.
The soldiers that were turned into dark wretches by Nanyin, have they become part of the new order of darkness under her control? Are they all pawns in Nanyin's fight against the Hive Mother?
I'm afraid so. This is a civil war within the darkness, and we are but minor variables that can be exploited in Nanyin's eyes. So even if we haven't made contact with the outside world or broken through the Black Jade ruins, Nanyin would still have seized the Christomaxes in them. The fate of Domain 9 was sealed when she completed the experiment. But humanity will not yield to so-called fate, despite our inherent weakness. Just like our ancestors, who were once trapped in this forgotten land, and transformed it into the Domain 9 we see today. Our next step is to get ahead of Nanyin, Secure the Crystamax from the Aquaville ruin, and stop her from continuing the fusion. Executor, Miss Shirley, and Mr. Icarus, I hope you can continue to support this operation.
It's my honor.
The four heads have gathered at the Aquaville ruin. Ban Wei-jun will guide you there. I'm counting on you.
We will do our best.
According to our calculations, the energy interference barrier can now fully cover Aquaville Mansion, and the test results are as expected. Unfortunately, we are unable to extend the barrier to cover the entire Aquaville region.
Until the infinite sundial is repaired, the energy transfer is limited. I understand that the barrier we have now is the result of all-out efforts from the Niners' heavy machinery. Thank you for your dedication. We'll stick to the original plan. Secure the Crystamax, store it in the container, and quickly move it to Aquaville Mansion. Executor, Miss Shirley, you're here. This is Miss Ban Wei-jin, the director of Niners' Heavy Machinery R&D Department.
I've heard so much about you both. It's an honor to meet you.
The pleasure is ours. Were you just discussing the operation plans for the Aquaville ruin?
This mission is critical. We're in the middle of verifying the specifics of the barrier that blocks the Crystamax energy. We must seize the Crystamax before Nanyan becomes aware and secure it safely within Aquaville Mansion. The energy barrier there can block and neutralize the powerful energy radiated by the Crystamax. This way, Nanyan won't be able to detect its location, buying us time to set up the third-generation timestamp system. Once the timestamp system is updated, that'll be our signal to launch a counterattack against Nanyan and the darkness.
But the energy barrier only covers the Aquaville Mansion area. That means along the route from the ruin to Aquaville Mansion, we can only rely on a temporary container to block the energy emitted by the Crystamax. We must ensure that nothing goes wrong with this vulnerability. Any slight mistake could undo all our efforts. It's a pity our resources are limited. Otherwise, extending the coverage to the Aquaville ruin would be the safest. Anyway, I'm counting on you.
We'll do everything we can to ensure the safety of the Crystamax. Please, rest assured. Where could Nanyan be now? Why hasn't she attacked us before?
We haven't had any recent sightings of her. We can only estimate her possible whereabouts from the activities of the special group of darkness she controls. With the power she possesses now, she could easily wipe us out. In fact, I'm pretty sure that was her plan back at the Ignisfield ruin. She may see us as nothing more than gnats, but even the smallest insects have repeatedly disrupted her plans. That's probably why she attacked you last time. Darkness energy isn't easy to control. Overdoing it can backfire. Your escape from the ruin last time wasn't just luck.
But she won't make the same mistake again.
We don't have much time left. Miss Ban Wei-jin, please lead the way.
Of course. Please follow me. It's a little embarrassing to say, but it wasn't until recently that we confirmed this with Hykros. The people of the outside world and us here in Domain 9 were all descendants of interstellar pioneers from Earth.
Pod number 8, that crash landed here, was mainly carrying members of the Earth-era industrial manufacturer, 9 Arcs Industry, along with their array of construction equipment.
Master Yu has also told us that due to the severe damage to the pod during the crash, a lot of data and equipment were unusable, which is truly unfortunate.
Yes, after discovering the timestamp technology left within the Black Jade ruins, we shifted our research focus. Later, to accommodate the development needs of the various states, we restructured the organization of 9 Arcs Industry. Gradually, we established the organizations you are familiar with today, such as Niners Heavy Machinery, Zhengong, and Tianjiang Pavilion.
Fascinating. We never had the chance to get to know Domain 9's history like this before.
Indeed. I guess it might have something to do with the long-standing views of the people in Domain 9. That is, those from the outside world are yet another civilization battling against the darkness or something like that.
After all, it was only pod number 8 that crash landed in Domain 9, which then became isolated from the outside world. One might think that pod number 8 reached its destination, planet Ida, while the other pods were lost in the vastness of space, right?
Over time, this kind of thinking stuck with a lot of people. I believe this misunderstanding will soon be cleared up. Let's save the reunion celebrations for after everything is over.
We've cleared the darkness in the surrounding areas. This should cut off Nan Yin's ability to tap into their consciousness network and gather information here. Additionally, I've asked Master Yu to power the temporary interference barrier we've set up here with the Infinite Sundial, in hopes of minimizing the risks.
Lord Mingjing has been quite thorough. I don't think we're missing anything. This is Mr. Icarus from Hycros, here to assist with the operation.
I look forward to working with you all. When this is over, I will share my experience with the team. It should really help with their guard duties.
Thank you for all your assistance. Now that we're ready, let's get moving.
It over!
it over! Fork it over!